Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome back to this new video. Let's turn the lights down a little bit lower. And welcome to your daily update here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update. We have some pretty big news coming out today regarding some economic data, which at this point in time, with all the it's US economic data. That's the only economic data that really matters for crypto in the short term, at least. And I'm pretty interested in that since, well, obviously there's a lot going on with the US economy right now. So what we have today, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. We have the unemployment rate and non-farm payroll. So the results of that, maybe not yet. I mean, it's all very recent that these changes have been implemented. But either way, I mean, this is going to be important. All right. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Talking about the markets just in general. I mean, usually in these morning updates on Bitcoin, I try to talk a little bit about the markets. This morning, we actually do see some activity, right? And you can see that the Bitcoin dominance has been dropping down a bit as well. So that's a good thing, but the Bitcoin dominance over the course of yesterday was absolutely not great for altcoins. As you can see, it rallied, and whereas Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, as expected, we dropped down from the POC right here a little bit lower into 95,700, but Bitcoin itself remained relatively stable, and it is still relatively stable. And from here, I would say the most likely direction is still down into the main support level we have at 93,000. But technically, we're in the middle of the range now. We can go both ways depending on fundamentals, which hopefully we actually do get some updates on the fundamentals, on the EU tariffs, on the China tariffs, whatever, right? But no, I mean, Bitcoin stayed relatively stable. Bitcoin dominance went up quite a bit. So what you can see is that altcoins have not been performing well, and I will keep you updated on that, and we'll do some altcoin updates as well later this morning. But for now, I would say that even though we have a morning of some outperformance by altcoins, it's much too early to really make any conclusions based on that, right? I mean, it's all too early. I mean, if we actually do see Bitcoin dominance break down, then there will be opportunities on altcoins, and I will probably take those. But until it's broken down, the market for altcoins remains pretty bad. Now, Bitcoin itself, like I said, if you take a look at it right now, the price has stabilized a bit. The volume is actually up slightly since yesterday, about 8%. Luckily, because the volume was dropping down quite a bit. I mean, yesterday it was like at 43 billion, 44 billion. So volume has stabilized a bit. There's no real momentum. But like I said, this is a bit of a blessing and a curse. I mean, this means that there just isn't that much leverage in the market. And that means that there's no momentum right now, but it also, I mean, I would much rather have a market where where the leverage is dropping down than a market where the leverage is increasing rapidly. So in that sense, it doesn't matter that much. And Bitcoin, look, I mean, we're talking about Bitcoin here, and I think Bitcoin is going to be fine. We've broken down below the POC right here. I don't really see any reason yet, again, I told you that yesterday, as to why we should break back above the POC right here at 99,000. Which is the area, the point of control, right? So that's where most of the volume is transacted. And we need to break above that to get back up to the top of the range, but also to have a chance to actually break out. I don't see any reason in the volume nor the open interest so that we can do that. I would say the fundamentals today are actually pretty good. Like the dollar strength index is quite bearish, and stocks are still quite strong. So if we actually do see some sort of a volume increase, if we actually do see positive data today, such as a higher than expected unemployment rate and lower than expected non-farm payrolls, I know that sounds counterintuitive because you usually want better news, or at least normally a normal person would like better news. But for stocks and for just in general financial markets, you need worse economic data. So if that happens and the dollar strength index continues dropping, let's just say that if the dollar strength index gets into a downtrend here, which is a realistic possibility, I would be very surprised if Bitcoin doesn't at least get back into the 100,000s and possibly even moves up to 106, 107. But then I'll keep you updated on. I mean, for now, I think that the most likely direction is still down, and I'll keep you updated on the situation after the news and before the US session. But those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.